Are we live?
We live now. It's Wednesday. You know it.
What's
Y'all know what it is. What are you really saying? Thank y'all for joining in tonight. As y'all see, we got our guest host, my good brother Johnny Hill. He's been here several times, but you know, he's always a guest to us.
What's happening?
How you doing today, bro?
I'm good, man.
First off, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I ain't seen you since then. Yeah.
Since then, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, getting into it though. But it is a question, right? I'm gonna ask a question real quick. Well, we can't forget I got a good brother Bob over here. Bob, what's happening, man? You good?
Hello, guys. Happy to be here.
Last time I was here, you wasn't here, man.
Yeah,
I ain't get to chop it up with you.
that's correct. I went on a sort of a spiritual journey.
The
I
spiritual
think.
joint.
Yeah,
That's what we call it.
Yeah.
Hey, Marika. Hey, Rose.
What's up, Marika?
Matter of fact, Marika, we sending your mom again well wishes and prayers. Glad that she's home. Wish her a speedy recovery. And if anything you need from us, gentlemen, up here, you know all three of us, we right there for you. Hey, Rose.
Hit us up.
Rose, man, you gonna talk, Rose. You've been showing off. We'll talk about that. You've been showing off.
Rose. Do I know this?
I don't think you know Rose. I don't think you know Rose. But quick question before we start, right? How long into the year before you stop saying Happy New Year to people?
Oops, my bad.
I think at least after. I think if we get to the first week, you know, after like 7 days, it's no longer Happy New Year.
Right.
I mean,
Unless you haven't seen the person.
You know,
Oh,
unless
something
you haven't
slightly,
seen the person,
okay.
and then you can be like, "Oh man, Happy New Year! Man, I ain't seen you since the last
Yeah,
year." You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
But you know, but for other people, you know, for you know, just like random folk on the street or whatever.
Yeah.
Like if you pass week 1 and you still say Happy New Year, yeah, I don't know.
Something up with that, huh?
That's still a thing. You know what I mean?
Oh man. All right.
Speaking of which, we're gonna ask for some help to folks, so whoever's out there. We wanna
Tanisha in the house.
today. What's up, Tanisha? We kind of in a situation where we were really kind of struggling to come up with what we wanted to talk about today. We didn't have like a defined topic like how we usually do. So if y'all have some questions y'all want to ask, some stuff y'all just was on your mind, whatever you want to talk about, please put it on there.
Hold
or you
on,
can hit
Shelly
me
just
up.
came on. We don't want to ask. Don't ask that
Shelly?
question. Yes, yeah, no.
Shelly on?
Yeah, she's on here. So
What's
just
up, Shelly?
Shelly.
now, we want to retract that. We do have a topic and everything that we want to talk about because we don't want Shelly to come on here with that. She go.
Well, let come on, let Shelly on.
Well, while we talking, is it okay if I put in a shameless plug?
Please
Oh, for
do.
sure.
Please do.
All right, so first of all, thank you, good brothers, for allowing me to come to y'all podcast and sit down and, you know, share and break bread with y'all. Appreciate that. Check it. I have a podcast myself with me and a young lady named Nicole Morgan and a young lady named Stephanie Elizabeth, official. You can find them on your social media handles under M Nicole, Stephanie Elizabeth official, or at Honestly Speaking. You can find them there. We have a podcast called Arts and Crafts where we just talk about everything arts and crafts in the theater, in the movies, and you know, on stage, and television as well. So check us out. We on IG on Mondays at 8 p.m. So you can do that. You can check us out there, or you can. I'm also in a play. So
Talk to me.
So yeah, this
You just
play,
came out of one, right? You're doing
Yeah.
big things.
So yeah, I just came out of a play. I was in a play. It was called "I'll Be Home for Christmas." Mr. Kiva McLean wrote it, and Gwen is the one who turned me on to it.
Okay, shout out to Gwen.
Shout out to Gwen. Gwen is
Right.
like the you know, she's like the actor whisperer
You ain't lying, boy.
around the DC area.
Right.
But yeah, shout out to Gwen and it was a good experience. I met a lot of good people and everything like that. But and it was a great experience. We did it at the Public Playhouse. That was cool. But I also have another play that's coming up in on February
Hey,
4th and
Kevin.
5th. February 4th and 5th. That is a Saturday and a Sunday. First weekend in February. And the name of the show is called Rotten Apple.
You in it? That's the one that you. I know you.
So here's the thing. I've been understudying
Right.
for this particular role.
Right.
You got some big hitters that's coming in
Yeah.
town. You got Darren DeWitt Henson. You got Dorian. What's Dorian's last name? Darius McCurry, and he's the one who played
What's up, Kevin?
the son on Family Matters.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name. It's not Winslow. I can't think.
Yeah,
of
Winslow. Eddie Winslow. Yeah.
Eddie Winslow. And then you have Dorian Wilson. I think his last name is Wilson. I apologize if I'm messing that up. But Dorian, you've seen him. He played on the Parkers. He
Yeah.
played on, it's a show called Stay Tuned. Is where I first saw him at on HBO. And he just did a movie called Wesley Christmas. So big names that's coming through.
Yeah.
It's directed by a wonderful director named Debbie Arnold, and Barry Battle is the writer of it. It's a great story. I'm not just saying it because I'm in it.
Where can we see it?
It's at Bowie. It's at Bowie Performing Arts Center. Right
That's
on
a big stadium.
Yeah, right on.
I mean, that's a
450.
big theater.
Right on 450. Right next to, it's in between Bowie High School and the library. Smack dab in the middle of it.
Rick.
When?
So it's February 4th and 5th. It's a Saturday and a Sunday. Saturday is an evening show. Sunday is a matinee.
Try to catch that Sunday
and-
show.
Yeah. And so I'll be on stage on Sunday.
Okay. Well, yeah, good.
Get there early because you blink, you might miss me.
Oh no, you ain't rolling the curtains, are you?
You know, I got multiple hats
Open the
on
curtains
backstage.
up.
But nah, I mean, you know, so but I'm grateful for the opportunity and everything like that. And so yeah, the plays going on. You can get tickets at www.blnkent.com. Again, that's www.blnkent.com. I listen, I'm not just saying it because I'm in it. I think it's a really, really smart play. I think it's a story, a timeless story that people can relate to. You just seen it probably from another perspective, but this is a really, really, really good play.
What's up, Rick?
So come out, check us out, please, and you'll be entertained. So if you got a date night for early Valentine, you can use that for your show.
That's what's up,
Your
man.
night out.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
that's
We definitely
good.
got to
That's
support
good.
that one, man. So
'Cause
I got a
I'm-
big announcement too, man. Other than what I was announcing on Facebook too. I'm back on stage too, man. This 2022, man.
I'm sorry, 20 what?
2023, I meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this 2023. Mo, what's up, Mo? This 2023, man. I'm back on stage myself. Just to generate a little bit more income and stuff coming in the house. Hot Wing.
Hot Wing?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm back.
yeah.
I'll be performing on Thursdays. Right now, I'm at the Foxhole in PG. You can look it up. Look up the Foxhole in PG. I'll be dancing.
And
Is
you-
that where you? I'm
The-
sorry.
No,
Was that
that's
serious?
not.
No, that's serious. Yeah,
You
yeah.
gonna
I'm
be at
back
the
on,
Foxhole?
yeah, I'm at the Foxhole on
What,
Thursdays.
so what's the foxhole?
What is the Foxhole?
It's a
It's a
club.
comedy club.
No,
What
it's,
kind
it's
of
a
club?
dance. It's a dance club.
It's a dance
Oh,
club?
still
Yeah.
your dancing career. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
so
is this Hot Wing?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
My bad, man. My
Yeah.
bad.
So,
I'm
yeah,
sorry. Hot Wing is.
Oh,
you
wow.
pulled around retirement?
Yeah, I had to, man. I just gotta
oh wow.
just trying to. My son, he started his
It's clothing.
his clothing line and stuff. Yeah, so I want to make sure that he's good with
Shout
that.
out
Wait.
to Elijah.
So the foxhole doing comedy now?
Listen, this is news to me. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't know.
okay.
I thought Hot Wing had put up
Okay.
his G string. I didn't know that he was out and about in the streets again. I didn't know that.
Well, it's been a demand for it, and the people spoke, and I tend to.
But I thought you blocked him.
All right, listen, y'all. If y'all want to come out on Thursdays, DM me, hit me up. The tickets, pre-sale going, sale tickets go on sale next Thursday. Let me know. Again, Hot Wing is back.
Hot Wing. Okay. So you're not doing the Blue Oyster no more?
No, I got banned from the Blue Oyster. Yeah. What Kevin say?
Kev said, my cousin Vernon Williams and Brian Gibson performed at my coworker Johnny Rosetto's.
Y'all know Johnny,
Hold
right?
on.
That's y'all's Johnny.
Hey, Brian, we know Brian.
Brian,
Yeah,
you know
Brian.
both of them.
Not Vernon, our Vernon
I don't know if that's Vernon. Kevin, is that our Vernon Williams
from River Terrace.
from River Terrace, Vernon Williams? But
No, Vernon is
Nah,
he
that
living for Philly or
South
Pennsylvania.
Carolina or something like that.
I don't maybe. But Brian Gibson.
Oh, for sure, Brian. Good. That's our guy.
Ty and I've been on stage with Brian and
And Johnny
Johnny
Rosetta.
at
yeah.
the same on the same.
Funny
and
thing about Johnny Rosetta, every play I've been in, he's been the detective and I've been the bad guy, and he's locked me up in every play.
locked you up at every
So he like y'all Kevin Bacon then.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Pretty
So,
much.
Kevin, I heard you've been talking about me too. To Johnny, talking about I've been running home to do homework. Johnny and I talk, so I know you his coworker. So he be telling me all this stuff.
Is Shelly still on here?
Yeah, Shelly's still on there.
And-
Hey, let me ask you.
And Brian Gibson, I'm sorry, real quick. Brian Gibson is like a little brother to me, and I try to any chance I get to like bring him under my wing or give him an opportunity, and I reach out to him to give him a shot. But yeah, Brian, I saw that he was on stage a year or so ago at Bowie Performance Center
With some heavy hitters too.
Yeah, man. So
he was
shout
in there
out
with some
to
heavy
shout out
hitters.
to Brian.
Definitely, man. Double salute. Matter of fact, man, Shelly on here too, man. I want to shout out Shelly, man.
Yeah,
'cause,
shout out what she's doing with
oh
them-
man,
Shout out to
with all the desserts,
the artistry with the pastry and all of that, man. That was
and she always come through in the clutch. Like I needed her for Tiffany's party, right? Last minute, Joe. She came through with the cupcakes and everything.
Shelly, write your information in there so we can shout you out real quick, unless you want to call in.
Shelly did
804-921-6988.
No. Shelly can't call in.
She can't call in.
Put it in the comments, Shelly.
and
You gotta
Shelly,
limit Shelly.
Shelly did.
Shelly, you can
Father's
call
Joint
now.
too, right?
Yeah, she did Father's Show. Yeah, she do a hell of a job, man. A hell of a job, man. That food, awesome. That food is good. But I got a question for y'all, man. At what age, right? At what age would you put your child in ride share? Now I know sometimes your kids got to catch the bus or whatever back and forth to school, things like that. I get that, right? But as far as ride share, what age would you put your child in a ride share? Uber, Lyft.
Hey, listen.
On a
Well,
regular, or
Yeah.
just like it non-emergency.
Non-emergency.
I think Jalen would had to be like. I think she was like 17.
Okay.
That was like her, and I mean, we made her like share her location, share her Uber, information with us, all of that stuff to make sure that she got to where she went. And I don't think, and I mean that was far and few in between. As a matter of fact,
Kevin said
she
high
just
school
went
age.
back.
Went on in there.
She just went
Amatala!
back to Georgia's to school, right? And we were trying to find her a ride, and we had to get her an Uber from the airport to her campus.
Okay.
And we did the same thing. She's 19 years old, man. We still like,
Hey,
hey,
man, look.
send us all your information. And I think it's different for
Look,
girls and boys too. So.
what's up, Rovina?
So being in the house, y'all. Who else in the house? Martella came on. What Marika said? Marika said,
Hey.
I didn't. There was no buses or trains until
Hey, man, y'all must love y'all kids. If I had a kid, I'd be like, look.
grown. But I mean, you think about it though, even with this ride share stuff now, though, like a lot of times the person that's the profile is not the person that's picking you up.
Sometimes, man, you gotta be real careful. Cause I mean, I know people who like jumped in the Ubers and they were like, "Oh, this ain't my Uber." You know what I'm saying? They've literally jumped in a car because it looked like the car that they were supposed to be getting into, and just opened up a stranger's door and sat inside it and was like, "Yo,
But you,
you're not my Uber," and then
What?
got out. Yeah.
Oh,
or you
that's
said it's
crazy.
dangerous. It may be dangerous.
Meek, what's
out
up,
here,
Meek?
but, I mean, statistically speaking, most people trying to get rid of the kids. They ain't trying to take no kids. You got kids. You stressed out with the kids you got. You're not trying to take none.
Crazy, man. Out here with this
You know what I'm
traffic and
saying?
stuff
I'm
like
just
that,
saying.
man,
I
we
mean,
got
I know,
so-
I know y'all love y'all kids, but you know, if truth be told, most of y'all kids getting people cars, they be like, "Lord have mercy, get this motherfucker out of my car." You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I know I hate to be the one to say it.
Nah, it's different. I mean, as much as you know, be like, "Hey, man, I don't feel like doing this," or it's like, "Yo, who do you trust?" You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
you jump in that car and take them where they gotta go. You sit in that car, you wait for them. And I know ride share can be so easy to do, but it's just like the way this world's set up now, man.
Man,
I'll take you to give me
right.
to give me.
Yeah,
peace
but
of mind.
that's- but
okay.
you
So
are.
that's
but
how. Okay.
Wait, I'm just saying. Normally, ride share is kind of used because you aren't available
Mhm.
to take your child. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wherever they need to go. Now, Marcel just said, um,
How big are they?
nah. Before that, she had one before that. She said when they're old enough to tase them from the back seat.
See,
Yeah.
no, I like that. I mean, that's funny, but it's also a practical way to look at it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if your child is in a position where you know they don't have a way to defend themselves, or like they're not able to think on their feet or any of those things, then yeah, they are highly vulnerable. But like, yeah, like I got a friend, her son is 13, he's 6 feet already. You know
But,
what I
I
mean?
mean, look at my boys.
So if
My
I'm
boys
driving
ain't-
him, I'm the one in danger. If I'm driving him, you know what I'm saying? So
I mean, if you have one of those kids who can handle themselves or whatever, or you feel comfortable because they have a certain level of you know know-how or whatever to them, and you feel comfortable with it, then that's cool. But man, my boys, they a buck 05, went and wearing boots. Man, they small.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to put them in a ride share and to know how not only are they small, but they're not mentally like aware of danger that
well, that's the
I mean they have a level of danger awareness at their age
Mhm.
for around kids their age. But as far as being worldly and being able to spot danger from like another adult, like they don't see it the way I see it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, nah.
That's like Marika just said. She was like, "What's know-how in a car for real?"
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Because once it happens, you freak out anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You know, especially if you're not in that mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't know what to do. You can have whatever on you, and you just scared.
Yeah. Jerry would probably try to tell jokes to like.
That's my guy.
You hear the one about the
You know, you just ran that red light, right?
Right. He'll joke
you know,
with you.
I mean, I don't know, man. Look, speaking of which, y'all, I need y'all help out there. I need y'all's help. Whoever's listening right now, I'm
Hey,
kind of
Miss Joyce.
Some
I
convenience.
think I
kinda-
seen you, Miss Joyce, in River Terrace
Right.
day before yesterday.
I'm struggling with something here because, like, I between what you see in the news, between the statistics that speak to what's happening in the world, the downward trend I'm seeing in so many areas, I'm a little concerned. I'm just like I'm like I woke up this morning and I'm looking at this thing about like
What's up,
why
Big Kim?
bother? I'm struggling with this whole thing of like, if we all going downhill, whatever I'm doing, does it even matter? Does it even, should I bother? Like, it's been like, I don't know. I kind of, and I know
Are you talking about it as far as the violence?
just like everything, it seems to point to like, what's the point? Like, and I don't know, man.
Hold on, clear what you're trying to say. You saying are you saying like what's the point to living? What's the point of like
Yeah,
working? What's the point of
just
trying to get
anything.
information to
Like,
people?
being a
like
good
today, it's
person?
been like a blah day. Like I don't like, I'm having difficulty even coping with what it means to push forward to like I feel like I don't have no access to, I don't know, it's something just hit me this morning, and I don't, it's
So for me, I think one of the things for me that keeps me going is is purpose. You know, whatever that purpose may be. You know what I mean? For me, I have so many goals and aspirations as far as um, what I want to accomplish, and if I can't, you know, if I can't get to the, you know, if I, however big or small it may be, I I want to have some type of purpose. And I think that when you lose purpose, that's when you start to lose perspective. And if you always, if you go by what you see on the news, then it's like, yo, we either going to hell or we in hell. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because of all the stuff that's happening. But from an individual perspective, is is my reason for being my, you know, um, you know, my purpose is like, yo, I want to fulfill certain things in this life. I want to, you know, I love acting, so I want to do that. I love my kids, and I want to see, them grow. I don't, anything happen to me, self inflicted or not, you know, they're going to be affected by that, and I want them to be able to see purpose in me being fulfilled, so they can say to themselves, "Yo, my dad lived his life reaching for whatever goal that is to get him, that brought him happiness, that brought him joy."
Pull up Tanisha's.
And I want to do that with my life, and it might be a forever journey, and I might not ever get to where I want to be, but that doesn't stop me from pursuing it. And so for me, it's a level of purpose that I think that you have to have, or desire, that can get you out of bed in the morning. Because everything else can definitely be depressing. So I think you need to like say, even if I don't get this, uh, if I don't get the job, I'm going to the audition. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go to the audition. That's my purpose. My purpose is to try to get the job, but right now my purpose is to kill this audition. So I'm gonna go do the audition, and if I hopefully get to the next step and I get a call back, or to a reading or whatever like that, and that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna try to kill that, and then if I get another call back, or if I however long the process is to get to where I need to go, that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm going to connect myself with other people who are aligned with that purpose. So I'm gonna just go ahead and say, "Yo, Ty, I know this is something that you wanted to do. I'm connected in this way. I'm going here. If Ty has something, hopefully, he'll pass the information along my way as well." But I think it got to be something purpose driven to get you to say, "Oh, this is what gets me up out of the bed in the morning."
So first of all, I want to say thanks, Farik. I appreciate that. Thanks, Tanisha. Thanks,
Shelly.
Amatala. I appreciate y'all words and advice. Thanks, Shelly. Thanks, Kevin. Um, some of this came out of, what's up, Reek? Uh, so,
Hey Tiff.
some of this came out of like, so I had there's somebody who, a teacher of mine who, has been a teacher of mine for, I don't know, 10, 11 years, who's passing on. And, like, I'm at a place where I'm looking at everything else that's going on in the world. You know, I'm about to lose my teacher, somebody who I don't think I would be alive if it wasn't for this, if it wasn't for her, right? And I think everything is just like hit me, you know what I'm saying? And as I'm doing what I can do to turn my life around, turn some things around, it's like, imagine you working on something and you feel like you're gonna make some progress and you're gonna get to something where things are moving in a direction, and then that person dies and they're not gonna be able to see.
Yeah, I'm listen.
Well, I've been living that my whole life with my dad.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from my point of view on it. You know what I mean? Um, I mean, to kind of piggyback off some of the things Johnny was saying and some of the uh, comments, responses that people are saying on here, you know, we always speak of a
up,
purpose and
Kevin
having a
Bosler?
purpose and things like that, right? Well, you have some people that don't know what their purpose is. You know what I'm saying? Just was it yesterday or whatever? Our brother Maurice, he text us in a little family group. Me, him, and father was like, "What's my hobby? You know what I'm saying? Do y'all know what my hobby is or whatever?" And we didn't know what his hobby was. You know what I'm saying? Because you always see them working and you know with his kids and working, and you like, I couldn't answer it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was like, "What do you like doing?" Da 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 da. You know what I mean? Whatever. And when I hear Bob talking and stuff, you know, I don't know what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? I can only just be here to love my brother and try to, you know, help him through it. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
Right.
And just hearing him when he says like he about to lose his teacher and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know if it's a way to where as though after your class is up, you guys she could just stay on as a mentor or however it is. We'll talk about that, you know, down the line or whatever.
No, I mean, she's passing health wise.
Oh, she's passing health wise. Oh wow, yeah. See, that's something totally. But hold on, but like I was saying, even like with my dad, right? You know what I'm saying, like when my dad passed away, right, I was 11 years old, right? And then I just went like wild or whatever. But I always knew right from wrong. I knew what he didn't allow, stuff like that, right? But moving on into adulthood and things that I'm doing now, you know what I mean, with my children, just with myself first off, you know what I mean, when it comes to the entrepreneurship part, just how I treat people, you know, and things like that. I feel like a lot of it stemmed from my dad because I always hear people come to me and say, you know, Mr. Billy was this, Mr. Billy was that. He helped me with that. So I always wanted to be that. You know what I'm saying? But then it took me, and this is no lie, it took me 2020, right, to realize that, nah, I'm sorry. When was mom party? 2019? We had her 80th? It was 2019. Yeah, 2019. We had my mom's 80th birthday party, right? And we all celebrated, all her friends, family, everybody came. And it hit me like, you know what? All this time I've been sitting here, and it's not a bad thing, but I've been sitting here trying to please and do right by my dad that's not here. You know what I'm saying? But he left a legacy or whatever. But my mom been here with me the whole time, struggling, making sure I'm good. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff. So I'm like, damn. So I started to turn it around and be like, you know what? My purpose is for me just to be a good person for myself. Not for my mom, not for my dad, you know, not for my neighbor, my friend, my wife. Just be good for myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean by going back on. You might not have a purpose in a goal or you know something that you want to reach, but just finding happiness within yourself.
Right.
Like that's a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like what makes me happy?
Right.
Because for me to wake up on they say the wrong side of the bed, or angry or whatever it is, or let somebody affect me from what they say, I gotta be unhappy with myself in some sense. Now I know I'm not perfect,
Right.
you know what I mean? But I'd be dang if I'm not going to be happy with who I am in order to make somebody else, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
If that makes any sense.
It does make sense, but I'm gonna touch the Bahi's
What's up, Big O?
for a minute. So I lost 2 years ago. I lost my mom lost her husband on Christmas Eve. Um, while we were preparing for his funeral, I lost my best friend, uh, the best man at my wedding.
Mm.
You know, I known him since I was 11 years old. Lost his brother years ago, but around the same time frame that he passed. The month after I lost him, I lost my female best friend, who I known since I was like
I
9.
remember the younger year.
And one of the things that when you have loss of any type of magnitude, especially when it's somebody you admire, you're close to, or whatever, the first thing you do is you want the world to stop. You want the world to stop because you need to process, and you get frustrated because the world doesn't stop, and you gotta soldier on. And a lot of times, especially if you're in a position of that like I'm in, that I have a family,
Hey, Lucy.
I got to take care of my kids and my wife. A lot of times, you don't have the opportunity to grieve the way you want to.
Right.
So it comes out in waves, things like that. And so and it's discouraging, especially when you look at good people, young people and good people who pass away so soon, or before you're ready for them to pass away. And the main question is why? You know, why that person? Why those kids? Why, And so you have a lot of things coming at you that can bring you down, and that's negative, that weighs on you. And there's a point of grief, and there's a point where you have to, and back in the day, people used to go, used to sit and deal with the grief and be able to, certain religions and cultures would sit for a week,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and deal with that. And we used to have to, people used to wear literally like grieving clothes
Yeah, they do.
to be able to.
Ethiopian cultures.
Yeah, I seen an article
and
about
they
that
and
not
they
too long
would
ago.
they would wear that to let people know that they're still in mourning and things like that. We don't have that luxury in this day and age, unless you take PTO, or you take some time, and you got to do certain things to be able to deal with grief. You got bereavement leave that
Hey,
only
Mom.
lasts for a certain amount of time, and things like that. So you have those things that you have to deal with, and that, and grieving doesn't have an expiration date or
don't.
a time limit to it. You grieve how you grieve.
Really, real.
I'm sorry.
And then to Ty's point, one of the things that we used to do as kids a whole lot was explore. Everything we did was exploration. You know what I mean? We explored everything. When we was in school, we played football, basketball. We played throwback tackle. We made up games. We
Yep.
did everything. Somewhere along the line, we stopped exploring, and we feel like this is the area, or this is my avenue. This is my place.
Mhm.
And a lot of times we get inundated with work, family, kids. We get inundated with all of those things. We forget, like, yo, there's a part of me that needs to
Yeah.
breathe and to be a full person.
To
I'm not.
reset.
I'm
Hey,
not
Patrice.
just dad. I'm not just husband. I'm not just son. I got to go ahead and find that thing for me. And so that's why you find people
Fudge.
in their later years who play sports. They want to find another thing that gives them that competitive fire. So people will do bowling, or people will pick up golf, or certain things like that. And it's about you exploring certain things that you may not even know that you're interested in, but you know, go out there and see if that's something that you enjoy. See if that's something that you like. Bowling may not be your thing. Golf may not be your thing. You might be more in the artistic world. Well, let's go to the museums. Let's see what's happening at certain, venues and things like that. But it's still you still have to do the exploration, even at an advanced age, if that's what you want to call it, and still have that childlike wonder as far as the world is concerned. Because if you just constantly looking at the death toll and the murders and or
I don't watch the news at all.
how many people are dying, that's going to affect you. That's going to depress you, and it's going to close you off from a lot of things because you now become guarded. So but you have to get out there and find. How did you find washing cars? You know what I'm saying? How did you find uh, picking up, putting on costumes and making other people kids happy? You explored that. You did it. You found out that I can make some residual income off of it, but also I'm doing a service to people, which is a part of your purpose. You said that you wanted to be like your dad, how your father was like, Mr. Billy did this, Mr. Billy did that. You explored something. You found a niche in what you liked and what you found you could do a service to people as well as have a benefit for yourself. And uh and that's what you did. And now you spread joy through all of these people when you were in River Terrace and you were washing cars, man, it was like a neighborhood gathering. People who we haven't talked to or seen in a while would come together and just and have a conversation. Man, that's where I met J Rock at. Standing at
The car
talking to
wash.
you at the car wash, and we were able to connect and have a conversation about this very thing we sitting in now.
Yeah.
It's about connecting with the right people, but also exploring what you don't even know that might be your interest, and then putting some energy in it and saying, maybe I'll do this and see, and it might run its course. You might have to find something else, or it might be something that might sustain you until the purpose that really fulfills you bubbles up to the surface.
Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, this,
Yeah,
I,
it's
I
heavy
think I
today.
might have.
That's what happened when you don't come with a topic.
You know, we can change the topic, but I
I will
realized
have to,
something.
though.
I don't think I may have never grieved. Like when I think about it, I don't know that I really know what that.
I don't think neither one of us. I don't think our family ever grieved. From dad, from Diane, our sister. You know what I'm saying? From I mean, it might not be a family member. It could be a friend or a coworker or you know what I mean. For me, like I said, it was for me. I never grieved from dad.
And
Never
Glover, thanks
grieved.
for sharing what you're doing too, bro.
Now, grieving don't have to look like you do from TV, but at the same
So
time, like if
what
you
do you see grieving as?
this is the engineer. Hold on, he said I don't think they can hear you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, how would I even know that I'm grieving?
Damn,
I- I
I
like-
don't know
So
I don't know.
for
because I
me,
don't know if I know.
for me,
What's up,
I
E?
can only, of course, speak from my
He does.
perspective. For me, like it can't live in my body. Like there's some people who can absorb it, and some people will deaden themselves emotionally so it won't hit them that hard. And they're able to receive it, and they're able to.
So
Yeah. Well, wait.
I'm still feeling it, but like I okay.
Yeah,
Because
but
I
for
know,
me,
like Marcela said, processing the loss into something greater than the experience. But like, what does processing look like? What does that mean? I mean,
like for me, I can't. I I can speak for me. For me, I can't. It can't live in my body. It's too much stress for me. Things like that. So for me, I have to allow myself to feel that emotion completely. Like, so if I gotta cry it out, if I gotta, if I gotta like not be around people, or what have you, if I gotta, get down on my knees and pray, and pray it out, if whatever I need to do, cathartically and constructively to get that out of my body, I gotta do that. Other people are not. Other people are built differently. A lot of times when people receive bad news or whatever like that, you know, they be, some they feel it and they try their best not to feel
That's me.
it. For me, I
That's me
can't do
too.
that. I
Yeah, I suppress
yeah.
it. Yeah, I know I suppress it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
To let it out.
The key is
And
identifying
and,
it.
and also if you don't know that you're grieving, if you don't know that how to process it, this is one thing in the black community that we starting to unpeel the stigma off of it. But you got to talk to
Therapy.
somebody. You
Therapy.
got to go to therapy and talk to somebody. When my aunt passed away, listen, my aunt was my favorite person. My aunt Sandy
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
was my favorite person, not my favorite aunt. She was my favorite person, and she passed away from smoke inhalation in a fire. And it was just like, yo, I couldn't deal. And that was the first time I had to go to somebody, sit on their couch, and say, I don't need you to talk. I just got to get this out of me. And I'm questioning God. I'm questioning why her. She's beautiful spirit, all of these things. And I just needed to talk. I needed somebody that was unbiased, who wouldn't interrupt me, wouldn't, but at the same time, that was me, and I knew what I needed. If you don't know what you need, if you don't know what you need, then maybe you need to have more of a dialogue, more of a conversation with somebody who's, totally separate, unbiased, and have that conversation with
Well,
them so they can help you to know how to grieve, or to help you, give you devices on how to unlock whatever it is that you feel like you have to suppress, or what have
but let me ask you something though. He just said that his teacher, therapist, whatever, is on a decline.
you. Right,
So the person that he seek help from is now ailing.
right.
So how do you deal with? I mean, I'm
No,
just talking. I know you're not a
Nah,
therapist.
I
I know,
appreciate you
you
for
know what I'm saying. I
saying
know.
that.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to.
and I know that that's a person, that's a confidant, that's somebody, and that's not to be taken lightly, because
Especially if you already don't. If you
if you
for
don't
him,
have,
for him, he already saying, and I said the same thing. Like we already, we don't really know that we still grieving.
right.
So now you about to add something else on top of that.
No, you're not adding on top of it. You're adding something to it to relieve whatever it is that you're going through. And sure, that's a level of trust you have to open up, and you have to find
Hey,
and
Toy.
figure out the right therapist for you, the right person for you. There might be people who actually deal with uh, grief, and deal with those type of traumas that you're going through. You have to do the work to be able to say, listen, I'm willing to put myself out there. There's it's the same way you got bad teachers, you got
Right.
bad mentors, you got bad pastors. There are bad therapists.
Hey, cousin
So you
Shirley.
have to do the work to say, I want to be better.
Right.
I want to be better, and let me go to and find a place where I can be better. Everybody's not going to be able to go to a church and find what they're looking for, and everybody's not going to be able to go to a monastery or a mosque or wherever and say that religion, or what have you, is my thing. But you may be able to go to a person who's analytical and critical thinking, and say, I can meet you where you are, because this is how I see the world, or this is how I can help you interpret your feelings, and give you devices to say, try this, try that. And you have to be willing and open. And again, this is we talked about exploring your interests and exploring your passions. You have to also explore how to receive help and how and where to go to find it, to get it.
All right,
You
let me
know,
let me let me
and
let me let me ask you something. There, what Marika just said. She says, Marika says, I disagree. He has to go through this process first. I don't think you know if you need therapy until you are going through.
yeah, and my
But I
whole
mean, I
thing,
guess that's. I mean,
and I hear what
everybody's opinion is
and
their opinion,
I hear what you're saying,
and I
but
respect that.
if you're if we're in our mid 40s and late 40s and we're still going through it, how do you when do you stop? When do you stop the process and say I need help? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You wouldn't say that to somebody who's doing drugs. You wouldn't say that to somebody because if they had the devices to stop, they would. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't go through life, feeling these negative emotions and constantly going through this emotional roller coaster that's up and down or this trajectory that's just like, yo, I'm in a dark place or what have you. You would go and say, yo, I need help. If you had a toothache and you might be able to muscle it through, but eventually you're gonna say, I need to go to the
That's
dentist.
I need to
I
get
gotta
this
go
out
to
of
the
here.
dentist. I gotta go someplace because the pain that I'm feeling is too intense for me to handle on my own. So I gotta go
That's
somebody.
real
I gotta
talk.
go to a professional to be able to help me with my situation. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's real.
so it's like if I knew how to fix myself, then I would. So you gotta find something, some person that you can trust and be able to talk to and say, this is what I need to lay at your lap.
Yeah, therapy like
And if it
girlfriends. You got to keep
and
going
if it
through
goes
them.
all the way back to childhood, if it goes all the way back there, then start unpacking it, being transparent and being able to say, this is what I need help with. This is where I feel like I need to unpack. I need to start unpacking. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank y'all for going down this road with me. I am not gonna allow this to continue to bring the show down.
Nah, you ain't doing that at all, man.
We,
I think
I
this
We
won't
is
all
do this to
learn
y'all
from
no
we
more.
all learn from stuff, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Hearing what
usually
you
wouldn't
just
have brought
said,
something like this up, but I was
nah, but
like,
hearing what you just said opened my eyes with what I've been going through. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we don't talk like
that's true too.
like we're a
That's
close
true too,
family and
sir.
stuff like
Sure.
that. You know what I'm saying? But if we don't talk about this type of stuff, then what really good are we? To each other. I mean, we still love each other, stuff like that, though. But if we don't really know the core of things that's going on, every time we get around each other, it's cracking jokes and and then we had the kids like, oh man, Uncle Bob, Uncle Ty, Uncle Mo, and Uncle Bob, they the light and light, but they don't understand when we leave them, we ready to run the car off the bridge.
Exactly,
Like,
man. I mean, I can tell you, I'm not too long out of a place where I needed help. You know what I'm saying? I just I just I allow myself to be able to say I need help, and I think that as black men, that's something that's the hardest thing for us to be able to do. Is to recognize that we need help and then ask for it
right.
and say,
surface is cool, Toy.
I mean, because think about, and I'm gonna try to be quick on this. Think about the trauma that we carry around, and that it gets misplaced onto other people. And it can get misplaced on our children, it can get misplaced on our women, our relationships. It can get misplaced on these things, and
And
then
family.
and then all of a sudden it's like, yo, I want to love you. I want to touch those vulnerable places that you don't show other people. I want to be able to love you and caress you and to care for you in those areas. But sometimes we can be so rough and so guarded that we don't even let the people who want to love
Only
us
Paul.
get close to us. And then and then you wonder why women
That's
like,
right on the screen.
why we hard to love.
Yeah, Amatala, that's an interesting point. She said that y'all are trying to keep each other happy, which could be how you've coped with loss for decades.
I think that's what it is.
You know what? That's super interesting because I went to visit Ma earlier, and she was just talking about us. You wouldn't know topic. Well, Reese is there, but she was just talking about the importance of us supporting each other and that kind of thing. She was like, we getting older now, and as we go through different health issues and stuff like that.
We're gonna read it. We'll read it. We're gonna read it. Leave it up there, Jay.
Friday.
Leave it up there.
That as we go through different things, to be there for each other and that kind of thing. And so it's good to Montala brought that up because like I ain't gonna lie, like I'm probably one of those, I don't know, you call it emotionally constipated or whatever people, but it just like you don't do no crying or no whining in front of other people, especially other men, that kind of thing, but yeah, it's this particular thing was really been weighing on me, and even when y'all were talking about purpose and stuff like that, I'm like, I'm embarrassed to say, I'm almost a half a century, and this whole purpose thing. I mean, I like I've had things that I've enjoyed doing, things that I felt like, were the wind beneath my wings. But like, if I had to sit down before anybody on this podcast or anybody listening and say, this right here is my particular purpose, and you're gonna be here a while, So,
and I think that it's important to differentiate, your purpose from a hobby or something that will get you a fix. You know what I'm saying? It's like getting your high for the moment, and then you go back to where you were. And a lot of times we use that with comedy, humor, stuff like that to mask our feelings and our emotions. And we use those devices as a deflection or a deterrent from people getting close to us. But I think purpose is a lifelong journey. I think that it's not something that's a straight line from high school, college purpose. You know what I mean? I think that you have to explore and figure out what makes you what do you desire beyond what that thing can get you.
Yeah,
like
the doing of it, the journey of it.
Right?
Yeah.
So if my goal is to be famous, then I could do anything to be famous. I could do the dumbest stuff and be famous. Those dudes who do Jackass, they got famous by doing life-threatening, things to get famous. But if I want to be a working actor, then that's different. That's purpose. Me becoming a working actor, the residuals of that could be fame, could be money, and things like that. But if I focus on the work, then that's what I'm gonna do. Now, if I focus on the money, then I can do whatever I want to do. And the only thing that's going to fulfill me is trying to get more money. And that's not purpose. That's a means to an end, but that's not purpose. If I want to find purpose, then I have to find that thing that's going to excite me. That's going to be like, yo, if I don't get paid, I'll still do it. If I don't ever get famous, me being a working actor, me being on stage is what lights me up. It's not necessarily the fame that I'm looking for. It's the work.
Right.
Yeah.
You know something.
Well said.
Something that's wild. Even still, when you came in this morning, I mean, when you came in today, and you was like, I don't really feel it. On the day. It's funny because I've been kind of dreading this day, January 18th. So last year, January 18th was when the incident happened, when I got carjacked, had to get hospitalized, stitches and all that other stuff, or whatever the deal is, right? And then like I've been trying to like size myself up, you know what I'm saying, motivate myself and stuff like that all this time. You know what I'm saying? I kind of scaled back from detailing because it just kind of just like took the fight out of me. You know what I mean? It was like, I'm a good person, why this happened, where it happened is it's like Switzerland.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
it's
right on the
crazy.
side of the house where I've been all these years or whatever the deal is, right? And then it's like something just kind of came over me today and was like, you still here to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Good health, you know, whatever the deal is and things like that. But to go back off of what Ba, you know, was saying, I mean, just to kind of go back on what Ba is, and what you fail to realize is Ba is like, when we speak purpose and stuff like that, like sometimes, you know, when I was just sitting there thinking, I was like, I remember when my first bout with cancer. You remember that, right? I had my first bout with cancer. You were the one who was there taking me, you know, trying to find different holistic, you know, things and stuff, cures and medicine, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you really think about a purpose, that's what I was saying earlier. It might not never be towards a specific goal or monetary or something like that. It could just be your purpose is to do what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, there for your family, you know, to uplift them, to, you know, see, because like no matter whatever goes on, if I'm more successful than you, anything in the family, like you are the big brother. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care where I go in life. You are the big brother, regardless of how it goes. So if it's something I'm gonna need, but something I want to talk about, I'm calling Big Bro to rap to him about it. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just nothing of it. So I mean, you know, I know we got to go over that. I just want to let you know that, you know, I mean, the world, if you know this too, though, man. Like I love you, Slim. Like I love you more than in anything in life. You know what I mean? Like you my big brother. You who I see. You know what I'm saying? And we got to get through this thing together somehow with this grievance that we got going on amongst each other. We done lost a lot of people. We lost dad. We lost our sister. We lost our brother. You know, aunts, you know what I'm saying? Our cousin, you know, something happened to our cousin in front of our house that never in our life we witnessed it before. So we got a lot of stuff to unpack, you know what I mean? And the people that's on here today, man, you know, God put these people on here today for a reason. And they really poured into us, you know, and having our brother Johnny.
Everybody on here, I really appreciate y'all, the comments.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah, having our brother Johnny join in with us because Robin would have been here, guys, and we want to send Robin healing, energy, prayers. She laid her grandfather to rest today. That's why she couldn't be on the show. So we definitely don't want to go without sending her well wishes and everything to Robin.
And can I interject? I think, to be honest with you, I think you're one of the most creative people that I've ever had the opportunity to be around. I mean, man,
sure he got the right
like
person.
Absolutely, man. Because it's like, yo, when me and Bob get on the phone, we don't even talk to each other. Like we'll do a comedy skit with each other on the phone. Like he'll call me in and we'll go right into a scene. And that'll be our whole conversation.
Yeah.
We won't even get to the point of why we called each other. I just be like, hey Bob, what's happening? And he'll just play off of it. We'll go back and forth the whole time. And we'll do it for about 15 minutes. Get off the phone, gotta call each other back. just to talk about listen, this is what I really called you for, right? And the thing is, it's just like, yo, the creativity, that the stories that we talk about, that we've expressed to one another, and this journey that we've been on, and we've talked a lot, and we've never really put anything made anything come to fruition, and that's partly on me, but at the same time, it's just like, yo, if I know there's anybody who I could talk to and we can come up with a dope story or to come up with some kind of concept or anything like that, man, you're like the first person I call. And I know plenty of people, plenty of writers, plenty of directors, plenty of other actors and stuff like that. And I will call you first before I call anybody. Bounce information off of you, or have a conversation about something. And even though you might not have as much information as I do as far as this business is concerned, when it comes to acting or filmmaking, but you have insight. You have insight into what makes a good story or what makes a compelling dialogue, whatever. And that is a part of your creative makeup. And I don't, there are times when I think you don't know how like awesome you are, how creative you are. I ain't trying to gas you up or anything like that, for real, for real. But no, I'm serious. I'm serious when I say this, and it's not something that I'm just saying right now. I think you know this from the conversations that we've had before, and if you don't, I'm just going to reiterate what I've said to you before in our private conversations publicly. You are one of the brightest people that I know. Your dry humor is stupid funny,
Is it?
And it's just like, yo, if I needed somebody to be a collaborator on something, you're definitely one of the phone calls, the first phone call that I made. Come on.
Okay, well, first off, the check is in the mail. I got you. You know what I'm saying?
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
yeah.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Marcel, I said write a play from everyone's perspective.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody's perspective.
We're gonna have to do a hug before we leave because Marika has clearly
do a
stated
hug.
that this is important. So that's for sure.
Bob said, Shelly said, Bob has always been an example, even if he doesn't know it. Right.
Well,
Back in the rec, just playing ping pong, having those conversations, trying to beat you in ping pong, trying to beat you in tennis, man. It's like, yo, you was one of those people who I think may not have been like, you're not that much older than me, but you've been definitely a person that I've looked up to, and that I've.
Oh, okay, I'm uncomfortable now. So on that note, I'm crying on the inside. You know what I'm saying? My sinus is acting up. That's what it means. When people cry, they don't want you doing it outside. They sinuses start acting up.
It's wintertime,
But
ain't no allergies.
yeah. Unfortunately, we running out of time, and
Right, Shelly. You got this man on a mural. Come on, how you get on the mural? You know what I'm saying?
I know.
He on the mural though.
I had to grab the director.
Hey, Shelly, how they gonna put a guy on the mural that ain't got no purpose? Everybody gonna spray paint the hell out of that dang.
You done messed up the whole thing.
Yeah,
y'all crazy, man. But go ahead, Bob. What you got?
Thanks for all the encouragement, y'all. I really appreciate that. And I know I'm not the only one going through something. So for what it's worth, anybody out here especially those of y'all who've been contributing, if you can reach out to me, and if you want someone to listen or whatever the case is, I'm a halfway decent listener, and I definitely will do that. And on that note, I think,
hey Peggy,
yeah, I got y'all gave me a lot to process, so we're gonna wrap it up with that. Any
Appreciate
last
y'all letting me
words?
sit down and try to fill Robin's shoes.
oh no, that's all good, man. Look, man, we had the right person in the right place, man, at the right time, man. And before we go, y'all, I got a big announcement, man, coming, man. So stay tuned. I got a big announcement coming, man. I got past this 1 year anniversary of, like I said, of what happened to me, man. And I'm still here. God is good. It just gave me a whole nother purpose, should I say, since that's been the key word today. I feel like now when I hear purpose, it's gonna be like on Pee Wee Herman. Everybody just start cheering. but yeah. So I'm back, back stronger than ever. I've been working on my craft ever since I've been down. I've been in my garage working on my craft, doing certain things, testing products, and I came up with a heck of a sauce for the cause. So I'm gonna have the preferably. I need somebody to help me with a website, but that's neither here or there. I need to have somebody help me with a website so that way I can have it up. People can go in there and see the days that I'm available and so forth and so on. But anyway, we appreciate y'all for joining in today. Again, I'm not apologizing for it being deep. It wasn't dark to me. It was just deep. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how it is sometimes when you expressing yourself or whatever the deal is. So we appreciate you all bearing with us. Um, Again, all the love y'all was sending us. Next week, next Wednesday, we're gonna have our nieces on the show. That's right. Last week we had my son and my nephews, which was Bahie's nephews. And this week we're going to have our nieces. This week coming, we're going to have our nieces on the show, talk about their upbringing in the family, and also their entrepreneurship endeavors that they've been taking on. So until next Wednesday, y'all, we want y'all to have a blessed rest of your night, a blessed week, and Bob, take us out.
And as always, thank y'all for coming out. Bye-bye.
Peace.